Welcome to She Talks. It's a series where we talk to women who are driven, women who are independent, who are strong, who are also vulnerable and scared sometimes. But one thing that's common between the women that we talk to is that they all have a story, and that inspires. Hi, I'm Richa, and I run a startup called She Wealth, which talks about financial education for women through courses and a very strong community of women investors. She Talks is a series where I get to share space with many women, inspiring women, entrepreneurs, founders, professionals who are leaders in their own spaces. So today we have a very special guest with us, Smitanjali Rout. Now, Smitanjali is an engineer by education. She's an entrepreneur. She's a girl in STEM, and she's been breaking stereotypes. And we'll see how she's been doing all that. She has an exciting story to tell us, and I hope you take away a lot from this in your own respective lives and journeys. I will let Smita do the talking because it's always good to hear from the founder, from the person themselves. So Smita, welcome to She Talks, and I'm so happy you agreed to spend a little time with us this afternoon. So
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. So, Smita, we're going to keep it very conversational because the whole point is that we get to hear your story. And of course, I have the privilege of knowing you for a while now. But I would like you to share with us how you got into this whole startup space. What's been your background? But then let's before we jump into your startups and all the exciting work that you're doing, I think let's start with the very beginning. Your beginning. So where were you born? What was your childhood like? What kind of a child were you? Let's start with that.
Okay. I was born in a village in Odisha. There is in Kendrapada, there is a village born in there. My 10th, since 10th, I was studying in a village school that is completely medium, Odisha medium, not
Okay.
English medium, any kind of. And this is a state board medium. Then after that, then I got into plus two, 12th. It is also Odisha medium, Odia. But in that I have secured good marks. In the childhood, I was really bad student. By study, I was really very bad. I don't actually study. I just listen, then no practice and nothing. Then put in the exam, what will happen? Always I try do the playing and game like this. But after certain things happens, my experiment father, then I start study little bit to engage on some what. Though I don't move around, stay in a house, in a room. Then what to do in a room? Better to study. Then I start my study start beginning from the seventh standard. Then in that my career was 30% average. Before that, it just passed. After that, I in seventh I got 45% first time. Then it is improved 60, 70, 80. Till 90% I have got secure in 10th. I got 82% in a state board where in the 600 students are appear in that only 10 students passed. In that I was the first one ranked
Wow.
in
What
block
what
also.
what a story already, Smita. What a story
Yes,
from a 30% who's struggling to pass her subjects to
yes,
becoming your state topper is
yes.
already incredible. I can't even wait to hear what you've been doing after.
I yeah, I was
So
district
then,
topper.
what did you study in college? You're an engineer.
Uh,
So where did you
yeah,
get engineering from?
my basic from the my background is PCBM, physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. That is also a government college. I have done my 12th. In the 12th, that is, I shifted to a city. in our state from village to city. That time I'm little bit confused to manage with the village life to city life
So
because
what
I
city? Which city did you move to? Which
Cuttack,
Cuttack. Okay,
Cuttack, yeah,
Cuttack.
that is in the Odisha. In
Yes.
Cuttack from village to here I've shifted with my family. In that, I have the lots of baggage in my head. How to my family withstand with that of money because there was no financial deficiency was there because they are living in pensions, my dad's pensions.
Mm.
How much I have to give the rent, then how much you have to keep it for the uh, subject course and tuition fees. And baggage was there. Then cope up with the other students. They are also in heavy background. High ICSE
I
board,
totally
CBSE board.
understand that move from, from a village
Yeah,
to a big city, because I myself come from a very small village in Bihar called
yeah.
Jamalpur. So, I mean,
Is
90% of the people that I meet have never heard of this place. And
is
then I moved to Delhi for my high school. So yes, besides many other things, it's a lot of culture change for you, because you're like in a very secure small town, you're
yeah.
living with your parents, and then suddenly you're exposed to this whole world of people, and everybody's smart and fluent, and you
Yeah.
suddenly start questioning everything that you're doing. But I totally get that. So
Yes, that
so
in
you
the
did your engineering, and of course PCMB is the toughest combination in the Indian
yeah,
education
because
system that
in
one
the
can take.
beginning I was planning for the medical.
Mm.
I have also got the rank 400 something because in that time the seat was limited to 400. I was 10 rank difference, so I could not get in the government engineering college.
Okay.
So then I joined to the engineering background. In the childhood, I was in technical. I was good at that. I used to do something. I open up the remote, open up well the TV was open, repairing. I saw there what is this. I was interested on that, but never thought of about in the engineering life background
Wow.
in
No,
that case.
I think that is a, you know, that is how a lot of engineers, people who have a lot of, who technical bent of mind, will see their children doing,
Yeah.
opening up cars and instruments and
Yeah.
maybe small radio sets, and then just trying to figure out. So you did your engineering. Uh, of course, are you a full-time founder now, or you also
Yeah,
have, you're a full-time?
my yeah,
Okay.
full-time powder. My PhD also is going on.
Ah,
I'm doing my PhD. I'm
okay.
giving some time on that also.
All right. So after you finished your engineering till you started your startup journey, what kind of jobs did you take up during that time?
Uh, After the BTech, I was the GATE scholar. Then by using that, I joined in the MTech. I've done the MTech.
Mm.
In the MTech, I started teaching. That is a
Okay.
provision was there. You have
Mm.
to give teachers to students. Then I start learning. Before that, never spoke any person in any whiteboard, blackboard. I never went there. In sudden, I started. It's just for fraction of second, and let's do it. My friend said, "You can do it. Let's do it." Then I give my name, so I will teach it. I was four students were there in a friend group. Then they emphasized me. Then start doing. Let's see what is going on. Let's take a chance. Then I started teaching. In the first day, I forgot to take remover duster. I forgot because I was so nervous on that time. I don't know what should be take.
But you know what is incredible is that you had all of these inhibitions. You came from a very small town. You were first time, you started living in a city. You were scared of doing things, but then you always somehow managed to find the courage to do it, because it's not a
Yeah,
joke to go stand up in front of a class and teach them, especially if you're not an extrovert, or if you're not somebody who's very fond of people and very comfortable. So whatever your challenges or limitations were, I think you had immense
yeah,
courage to do things that you'd never done before. And
Yeah.
no wonder you've ventured into this field of electric vehicles, which is such an interesting space and such a promising space to be in, especially considering there's so much political backing to this whole idea of EV. And I'm not even talking about climate, climate activists, but the government itself has so many plans to promote people who are in the manufacturing or assembly business of electric vehicles. So I think another 5 7 years, and then we will all start moving to EV vehicles,
Definitely.
cars. I mean, yeah, even
Yeah.
like retail people like us. So so when did you start off? When did you think of uh, founding this company? And tell us about
Actually,
EVART.
it's I thought it was a random because random call on that all sudden because I take the decision then after that to forward it.
So, okay, which year was this? Which year are we
It was
talking?
I was just started in 2021 because
21. Okay,
before
so about
before that
a
we
year
are
and a
doing
half.
the research. Yeah, before that we are doing the research because I like to do the research.
Hmm.
My field is in research field. I
Yeah.
like to do that. My PhD topic was on the battery management system. In 2019, I was started my PhD on that system. I started reading and doing that.
Hmm.
In sudden, we started then in my co-founder also there. We said, let's do it. Let's see what is happening because the market is growing. It's now the time.
Yeah.
If you start when is the market getting the saturation, we can manage on that. If the market is in saturation, we start on that time, and then we will just fail because we are not that much of financial stable because we are earning and spending money on our own. Just like on my
So you
stipend, I am
are
doing
playing,
this.
you are also playing on the first mover advantage, because there are not too many players in this field as of now. So starting early is definitely a very sensible thing to do, a very smart thing to do, and you're not waiting for. So your co-founder, tell us about your co-founder. Is that
Mm,
somebody a friend,
yeah.
family member?
Yeah, my two male co-founder is there. One is my friend, good friend. He is my colleague, MTech student. When we were in MTech doing my post graduation, he was in that, and
Okay.
he was the knowledge of MBA also, management skill and
Mm,
administrative thing.
mm,
So I try to link up with him so that it will be in a balance with both sides, on technical side and administrative side.
mm.
Another one is my husband.
Okay.
He is very good and technical. He is very hands-on practice with the hardware. I am very good
So
at in software.
what problem is your startup trying to solve? What exactly? What is the problem that you're solving?
Now we are trying to solve the main problem is servicing. Everyone doing the manufacturing,
Mm,
but no one giving the servicing. People
right.
are suffering for servicing. If suppose here the vehicle is available, the main center in Delhi or Gurgaon. For the service, you have to wait for 1, 2, 3 months like this for little
Mm,
things. For in this background, we are giving the servicing complete, and most importantly, we are doing the
okay.
retrofitting the vehicle so that those who now the Indian government have started the rules. After 15 years, you cannot use the vehicle, IC engine vehicle.
Mm,
We can if we convert that vehicle, that you can use that so that the price will be less. 40% price will be reduced. It will
and
be
that is,
benefit.
yeah, because there are so, I mean, my own car is like 13 years old, and I'm thinking, okay, 2 years later, I will have to dispose it off. And what an interesting idea to do retrofitting, because then I get a fresh lease of life for my car, which is otherwise in good condition. But awesome,
Yes,
awesome, yeah.
yeah. And some things happens like that. Some suppose this is my first bike. I don't want to dump it or anything yet. That also you can use it as some memory
Absolutely.
also.
Yes.
Another thing you have started by looking in our society. Now in our society you have seen that the three-wheeler rickshaw, normal pedal rickshaw, is
Mm,
now eloping from the society.
mm,
Now you are very spend very less on that, and their family and they are how they're managing. It is also reducing their facing difficulties. If you try to go in that convert their vehicle,
mm,
say they can be a financial strong. One point, and so another point we think of in social thing. It is a technical. In
mm.
social part, we think about in the if they are doing pedaling, that means they are doing working hard working. Yeah.
Yes.
So they are, that's why they're acquiring liquor. Most of the people in that way, they
Mm,
acquire the liquor.
yeah.
Maybe for physical labor, they are having that liquor. Because they have been paying the night, they can have a sleep having that. So if the pressure will be reduced by physical pressure by electric, they don't need to be pedal something, and the finance
Mm.
will be better, and for the physical labor will be less. Maybe chance they will not have that liquor also.
Awesome, awesome.
Think
So
about in that part.
very
Yeah.
interesting. Very absolutely. So, Smita, if I were to ask you,
Mm.
you've been a researcher and an engineer for for a very long part of your life, um, and now you moved into entrepreneurship. What are certain skills that you think you acquired as an engineer or a researcher that you're applying to your current in your current role as an entrepreneur?
Mm.
What have you learned in college or while working while researching? What are those skills that you know
In the yes, I'm hearing that.
Hmm,
First thing you have to clear a fundamental. Whatever you study
hmm,
one thing, but clear on that fundamental. You should have. Then you can stand on that. If you have many sort of things and you have not that are clear in fundamental, you will not stand on everything. You will fall down.
yeah, so
And
you
one
must
thing,
have focus, you
yeah,
mean. Hmm,
you have to focus on your study. Maybe you have less in less in mark in writing because you are good in hand practicing in project.
hmm,
Maybe you are very less, but you have if you are strong in project, let's do that. Strong your one point, what you have. Next one is self confidence. If you are doing something, you have the self confidence. I can do it.
yeah.
This is the most important thing I've learned that I'm
So
still
what
acquiring.
happens? So what happens? Because as an entrepreneur, I'm sure there are occasions when you find certain things difficult or out of control or something not going your way the way you planned. What kind of challenges come your way, and what do you do? How do you deal with them?
Yeah, that's come lots of time. In that time, I stayed calm, then think about the problem from the starting and how can you solve it. Has to man, I have just think about the problem and so start to tell me the I will listening that problem. After listening, the solution will automatically come and I see who are the next to me. I can contact to it and get the solution. My relative and families, like my friend
Mm,
circle, so that you can get in touch and depends on the problem. What type of problem is that? According to we will act on that. But
so,
I have to stay
uh,
on.
yeah, I hear you. Uh, Tell me something. So you are, and I sometimes I tend to avoid asking this, but it's such a cliche question. But do you think women entrepreneurs work differently or behave differently from men? Because you have two men who are co-founders. Uh, do you think your way of working or behaving in a business setting is different from how a typical male entrepreneur works?
Yeah, I feel that I have no distinguish between in that because there I am the one person managing all the things because I have seen that in the male co male they're focusing on things. If this is the problem, they are thinking that problem. They are not managing whole the system. But in the women, I have seen that a man, they can flexible in everything. They can talk
Multitasking.
that multitasking,
Yeah,
and they can maintain. But
I hear that a lot. Yes.
yeah, but men's are very not that confident on in multitasking
Mm.
job. They
Awesome.
are thinking, ah, that's much I have done. This is great. This is enough. But I never say this is enough.
Yeah. So, so you are an engineer by qualification. You've not done your
Yeah.
MBA or, so which is typically something that people do for, if you want to run a business or you want to work in a company. Uh, but has there been any other course, maybe an online course or a workshop, something that you've done to maybe ready yourself or upskill yourself in areas that you're not confident in? Any course besides engineering, or anything that you would recommend that somebody, a person who's a STEM student and wants to get into entrepreneurship, do you think an engineering degree is enough of education to help you do that? Or there's something, I mean, do you think there is something that is lacking which needs to be covered by some extra education?
Yeah, in the before that we are not thought about any other thing because we are basically from strong and technical. We think about before starting, while the starting started, we think we can do it, and this is the things, and it will be happen. But after that, we think of how to do the marketing
Yeah.
in that, and then the legal policies,
Mm.
and that is the GST policies. Now we are studying on that. I am doing courses on GST. You can imagine I am doing in YouTube also, and GST how to implement that, and GST course I am doing also, and I'm also sometimes listening about the legal policies, which form to apply one time before. If you don't know,
Yeah.
then you will be
Yes, because
lost.
so studying something and working in one particular area is one thing. But then when you're running a business, you have to know how to hire
Yeah,
people, you have to know how to train them, you have to know how to do
mm,
marketing, social media,
yeah,
registrations and
lots of
filing,
things. Yeah,
compliances. Yes, I mean, you have to know everything, and it's very difficult for any
no,
education system to teach you
everything.
everything. They'll make you an engineer, they'll make you a
Yeah,
CA, make you, a botanist or whatever. They'll not teach you everything to
yeah,
run a business. I think, yeah.
everything is not
Thankfully,
possible.
thankfully, there are so many resources available online that people can,
Yeah,
figure out. There are paid courses, there are free
mm.
resources on YouTube and all. I recently came across
In
this website called Coursera. So they have a lot of
yeah, I am also in there also.
Udemy, Coursera,
Legal
Teachable.
policies and yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
it makes it so much easy
mm,
for somebody who wants to learn. Now you can,
yeah.
yeah, awesome. Okay, so
Know the things because
huh,
yeah.
great, great.
But
Uh,
now in NSR cell, by the NSR cell, we also know lots of things regarding
Yes,
on
so
that
of course, so
marketing
that
policies
is what
and
is common. So that
yeah,
is what is common between Smita and I.
yeah,
We are both part of the IIM Bangalore entrepreneurship cell,
yeah.
and yes, we were learning entrepreneurship. So yeah, courses like these are important. So yeah,
Mm.
the point is that if you're willing and if you really want to learn, then there's a host of places that you can go to, offline or online. So awesome.
Mm.
Now, Smita, let's do a little fun thing now. Okay. I have something called the rapid fire round. This is not like your coffee with Karan rapid fire, but but the whole point is,
Okay.
these are quick questions and we want quick answers, short
Yeah.
answers. Yeah. And I will focus, I'll put my focus on your relationship with money. And I'll tell you why. Because, of course, I have a hidden agenda. I run the venture called She Wealth, which promotes financial education
Yeah.
for women. Now, we do it through a lot of money courses that simplify money matters for people. And So I'm always very curious to meet people and talk to people, especially women, and see how they manage their money and what's been their equation with money. So, all right. So we'll start. Tell me something now.
Yeah,
Okay, what is one good money habit that you have that you're proud of?
I like to keep saving. If I have 10 rupees, then I will keep 60% saving, then rest I will
Oh
spend
my God! Wow,
from the
that is
beginning of my
something
life.
awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
People struggle to save 10% and 20%, but here you are like saving half your income. Awesome. Okay, one money
Yeah,
habit, one bad habit that you want to get rid of.
bad habit in regarding money
Yeah, regarding
and
money.
anything.
Money.
Uh, Not that tough thing because I don't want money. So I don't run up for the money.
Wow. Awesome. So, do you manage your money or your investments on your own, or somebody else does it for you?
I manage myself.
Yourself. And
Yes.
when did you start doing it? Because there's a tendency amongst women, married women maybe, to let the husband take care of money, and even when you're
Mm.
unmarried, maybe your father will always be in charge of the money in
Yes.
the house. So when did you learn that it was important for you to manage your money?
Management I am doing from the childhood. I always a
Wow.
piggy bank. I always saved that. And after that, I manage because from the learned from my life. Because my every institutional course and what I applied for the entrance exam from my saving money. That is my pocket money.
Wow.
So that is I starting from my beginning of my life.
Your parents would be so proud of you
Yes.
for doing great.
They most
What
probably
are
they said to me, in reserve bank money can be if there is no money, but you have always money. They if I say I don't have money, they will say, don't say that. You say you don't have 1,000 rupees, but some minimum amount. You don't have that, but you have money. Don't say that. Don't believe on that.
absolutely. So where do you invest your money? Any particular uh, place, like
Uh,
you do stocks or mutual funds or
yeah,
savings,
in
fixed
LI,
deposits,
LIC
LIC?
have done LIC policies.
Okay, all right, great. Uh, Sorry. Okay, tell me, what is the costliest thing that you own? Most expensive
On
that you
my own.
yes, that
Yeah,
you have bought
that
for
is my laptop.
your
My
laptop.
laptop.
What laptop
Yeah,
is that? Tell me which laptop is that.
HP.
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 Awesome.
Uh,
And what is your happiest purchase? Some
Happiest.
yeah, something that's made you very
What
happy spending
I
money.
have now have a pet. I have pet dog now recently. The
Oh,
happiest one.
you got a dog. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
But now in the purchasing of pen and copies, and that is for me good. I usually do that. New type of pens
Oh,
and
so
copies.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, people think that startups and founders and entrepreneurs, they're like all high five, but you know,
Mm.
these they're all regular people with small desires and small
Yeah.
wants. So, any uh, any guilty pleasure? If you had like you won a lottery today of $1 million or 10 crore rupees, what would you do?
I will do saving and then little bit for the
But what
future
will you spend
medicals
on?
and
Something that splurge.
then I will go in often
Mm-hmm.
and spend it there. I'll go on that. I used to go there
Acha.
and spend them some time there. So
Okay.
this is my good place is there in
Very nice.
orphanage.
And this is so. Where are you now, Smita? Which city are you in?
I'm in Bhubaneswar now,
You're in
Odisha.
Bhubaneswar now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay, I'll give you an interesting option. Okay, there are two things. You have to choose one. I can
Okay.
give you twice the amount of wealth that you have today. So let's say you have 5 crore rupees. in all, I'll make that 10 crores, at the age that you are today. Or I will make you half your age with all the wisdom and intelligence that you have. What will you choose? Double the money
I
or
will
half
choose
the age?
half the ways with wisdom and everything.
Awesome, awesome. So great. It's so refreshing to see, what kind of a relationship you have with money. And sometimes you don't realize how inspiring our stories are. But if I were to make a movie on your life story, it's like really that kind of a story, that kind of
Thank you.
inspirational story, because you start from nowhere and then you become this big, you
Yeah.
run this company, and then it is only going to go grow bigger and bigger, because the space that you operate in, the
Yeah.
electric mobility space, is definitely poised for great growth, not just in India, but I think the world over. So
Yeah.
you really have the foresight, and definitely also the technical know-how of doing it. So
Mm.
awesome. I wish you all the luck. Any message, Smita, that you have for people who could be watching this? They could be at different life stages. Somebody could be a college student, or maybe newly married, or just getting into the first job.
I'm also newly married.
So what
It's
message do you
completed
have?
1 year also.
Awesome, awesome. And you made your husband your co-founder, huh?
Yeah.
Great, great. But no, any advice for you know people who want to start out? Because sometimes we get a lot of we get bogged down thinking that our maybe we don't come from a very rich family, or we don't have the um, we come from small towns, so we have a lot of hesitation when
Yeah.
trying to dream big.
That is,
But really, you shatter all of that thinking. And literally, if somebody from a very humble beginning can make it so big, and can dream big. Forget making big,
thank
dreaming big is, I think, the thing. So we definitely want to hear what you want to say to people who are like, maybe somebody sitting in a very small town somewhere in, say,
you. Yeah.
Jharkhand, and they want to, or I don't know, Kerala.
Okay. I would like to say, don't think about where you from, where are you from, and what are other people are telling or dragging or pulling your leg. You have own self confidence and go forward on that. Don't have overconfidence, have self confidence. I believe on myself, on the I have to self confidence. I can do this, but don't judge other people's and don't make others to judge you. You have to your work. That's I would like to have the self confidence is the more important rather than anything other. Knowledge has the everyone has the knowledge and money,
Mm,
but have the self confidence and courage to do something is very important thing.
absolutely,
Otherwise,
absolutely. Awesome. I mean, there's nothing more that I can add to that, because I think we should just end this
yeah,
conversation here, because that is really what, I would want anybody who's watching this to, take home with them, that, really, it is all
self
in the mind. You just have to have your confidence, and then everything will
confidence
fall into place.
will be
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you so much, Smita.
Thank you,
It was such a
thank you
pleasure
also.
talking to you. And great. I hope we meet someday soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Chalo.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.